Speculation continues over whether Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will announce a 2024 presidential run. New polling suggests Republican voters in battleground states approve of his controversial education policies. A poll conducted by Hart Research found that voters, by a 32 percentage point margin, said they were more likely to vote for candidates who believe public schools should focus less on teaching race and more on core subjects. By 27 points, they said schools should be banned from teaching sexual orientation and gender identity to kids in kindergarten to third. I still want to know, do they teach that?
Well, I mean, and the thing is,
in kindergarten.
The thing is, like, what Americans have said, boy, I sure do wish they would teach sexuality to my 5-year-old.
Okay.
See, that was, again, this is the thing, and we're going to talk to Mark Caputo about this in a second. But DeSantis is really great at baiting the left. Mm-hmm. He brings up this nonsensical issue, Mika, that I say it's nonsensical because 5-year-olds, nobody. I've never met a parent, Democrat, Republican, Independent, that says I would love my 5-year-old, or 6-year-old, or 7-year-old to be taught that, and then suddenly, you know, out of that becomes this great reaction, this "Don't say gay" slogan, making it sound like this is for all students. So DeSantis, he gets his issue, he gets the media he can attack, he gets some people on the left that he can attack, and it's kind of like that. It's kind of like the MLB not even reading the Georgia voting law bill before they took the All-Star game away from Atlanta. Again, playing right into Trump and DeSantis and people like that, playing right into their cultural grievances when, of course, it's still easier to vote in Georgia than it is in New York City. And if you don't believe that, please register to vote in New York City. But it's not just this issue, Mika. It's other issues. It's these cultural issues that are trap doors for, I'll say, not just Democrats, but a lot of people in the media who oversimplify an issue and play right into DeSantis's hands.
Yes, and at a time when we're facing, crises of actual existence, we're talking about these issues. And here's another one. It's kind of by a 28-point margin, voters said transgender athletes should be banned from competing in girls' sports. Most voters said they would be less likely to back candidates who want to prosecute teachers for instructing students on critical race theory and gender identity. Here we go again. Joining us now with
say here we go again, I think there's a Pew poll. 82%. Let's go back to that last poll, then we'll get to
Mark Caputo.
But when you go back to this last poll, again, this is just something people don't talk about much on television. Maybe they're afraid to. 82% of Americans, according to a recent Pew poll, said they don't think that a man who transitions post-puberty should be able to compete in girls' sports or in women's sports. Now, that's a position 82% of Americans agree on. But again, it's set up as a left versus right, and it pushes Democrats into a corner. Now, I understand there are 1 in 4 Americans who think that should be allowed to happen. I understand there are 1 in 4 Americans, if you look at these polls, that think that people in kindergarten should be taught sexuality. But again,
what are we doing?
DeSantis is great setting this up. So he gets to take on the media. He gets to take on the supposed left when it's only the most progressive wing of the Democratic Party. And suddenly he's the savior of the great, the moral majority or whatever he'd want to call it. And it is DeSantis baits the left. And it's why he has over $100 million right now in his campaign.